Hey, hey, Sagittarius, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your July 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Sagittarius, I'm getting a strong energy here of finally accepting some sort of ending, or it could be that you see the light at the end of the tunnel because a choice has been made. And now this could be a choice that you've made to fully let go of something, or you realize that there is a silver lining in something that had been very painful. And I feel like you are rising above. This is a really powerful time here for you, Sag. I'm getting the death energy with also the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. I feel that energy coming in strongly here. And look at, you have the Emperor, Aries. So this could be something that had taken place during Aries season. March and April could have been significant. Some of you may have Aries in your chart, or you were dealing with an Aries. Five of Swords. Yeah, it was challenging. It was conflicting. There was a lot of, I just heard head games. Okay, a lot of head games. Now, wow, we have the Emperor and the Empress. This could be a family dynamic between two people. This could be lovers. This could be a partnership. There's mending that's taking place here. There's some sort of, it could be, they just gave me ending as well. Look at, in the word mending itself, it says ending. So some of you are ending family drama. You're ending a cycle, possibly through divorce. You could be heading towards freedom because your outcome energy for your themed card is bliss. This is heaven on earth. This is happiness, sunshine, joy, freedom, wish fulfillment. It can also be liberating yourself from some sort of external drama that maybe you and a partnership had taken on. So maybe it was you and your partner. Okay, King of Pentacles. There's someone else in the mix here. Money may have been a factor. We have the Knight of Wands. Someone's taking action. And what's the outcome, please, for Sag? Yes. You may have had a partner that was dealing with a challenging boss, or some sort of debt, some sort of, again, a job loss, unemployment, termination. Someone may have gone through something difficult with money. And we have a decision being made here, Two of Swords. If this is a family dynamic here, I feel if there's been an argument, there's some sort of forgiveness, apology, healing, or mending. Yeah, because the Eight of Wands is showing up here, and this is communication. And also I'm getting an end to a delay, an end to a, look at that, Ten of Swords. Some of you, this is divorce or some sort of betrayal. Whatever's happening here, this is an ending. What's right behind it? The Justice card, definitely divorce. Some of you, Hermit, really doing the deep soul searching here. Ace of Cups and King of Wands. So I feel like some of you are starting a new path, a new direction, and whatever has been challenging and conflicting is reaching its finality. There's some sort of finality here. Let's look at career, finances, and wealth. For those of you that have gone through a job termination of some sort, or a financial struggle or setback, there's a new beginning here. This could be a new offer. And even though I don't see any aces, I see that whatever choice is being made here, it is leading to the bliss card. It's leading to a new contract. You're sealing the deal, and something is manifesting into a new form. That's why I was picking up on that death energy, because as Einstein says, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It's just transformed. And I feel like that's what's happening here, is a transformation of energies. Let's see. We have self-love. Some of you, in matters of the heart, you are focusing on love, committing to your goals. You could be spending time with family, with friends, whether this is blood family or chosen family. This can also be your spiritual tribe as well. And lastly here, we're going to get an archetype for you, Sagittarius. What archetype do we have for Sag? You have the shapeshifter and the creator. Beautiful. Yeah, this is what's happening is you are in a way shapeshifting. You are creating your destiny by making different choices. And some of you are breaking out of an old paradigm. So because mending is your first card out here, Sag, you've been working on yourself, possibly working on repairing a very important partnership in your life, potentially a marriage, or it could be repairing after, a marriage has broken down. So some sort of divorce here. This is forgiving, healing, therapy, psychic surgery. For some of you, this has to do with health, mental health, physical health, emotional health. I also feel some of you may have your own business, right? You could be a business owner. Some of you, you've created some sort of family dynamic, family setting, and there's been disappointment within a family dynamic. It could be children may be involved. Okay. This is also ancestral healing. This may tie directly to your parents, your lineage, your bloodline. I also see for some of you, there has been an illness or a generational sickness or something passed down, or maybe medical professionals told you it was hereditary in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like a lot of you have broken the cycle. It's almost like broken the chain of, events that have taken a negative connotation here. There is something here about healing, bringing more stability to your life financially. This can be healing some programming, conditioning that has manipulated or controlled you is what I pick up on here. This may have to do with fertility. Some of you may be trying to start a family, or you want to start a family and you've had issues with infertility. I'm also getting here, Sag, foundational shifts, okay, that lead to bliss. There's some choices that you are making now. And even if you can't see it right here, right now, they are leading to your highest good. When you have the bliss card as your outcome, this is about you trusting and having faith. This is like the sun and the star all wrapped up in one. And the world as well. So I feel like this is, fulfillment, freedom. It's happier days ahead. It is wishes coming to fruition after a time of struggle, challenge, heartbreak, disappointment. If you've been maybe alienated or there's been conflict with family, there may be an event coming up, because sometimes this can be travel. There could be some sort of reunion, maybe a camping trip or a vacation that you take with someone or with family, and there is resolution here. Resolution after conflict. Now, bottom of the deck, you have healing, you have ascension, and awakening. Wow. When you have these three cards together, there has been a massive shift in your evolution, in your energy, in your frequency. This is about reclaiming your power, Saggy. This is about rebirth, truth. Some sort of truth is out in the open, and you're able to see something face to face and see how you grew from it. But you're also able to see the role that someone else needed to play to help in this evolution. And it could have been a family member. It could have been a partner. Even if you're no longer with this person, you have this sense of spiritual enlightenment and personal growth. And you could be a master teacher. You could be a master healer. I get that with the healing. You may have undergone a lot of, alternative therapies, a lot of coaching, mentoring, counseling. This could also be major closure to some sort of grief or loss. Some of you are in the healthcare field, or you are in recovery. I'm getting on the road to recovery. And I feel like that's been coming up for a lot of signs. It may have even been your sign or your title, for last week's reading. But I feel like on the road to recovery is also the road towards your bliss. But you don't always see that when you're on the road to recovery, especially when you're in the early days. Whatever that recovery looks like to you, it could be recovering from a broken bone, recovering from a broken heart, recovering from addiction, recovering from financial loss. It feels like you are needing to dig your way out or climb your way out of the trenches. And I feel like you are making progress here. Leaps and bounds is what your guides are saying. Leaps and bounds. All right. So we do have, again, light at the end of the tunnel. I like how these cards came out, and this is exactly how they came out. So I feel like there's a story unfolding, and this story is one of loss, right? Unemployment. This could be a loss of a job or singlehood, heartbreak, disappointment that made you feel like you were going into debt, or it may have felt like you were living a deficit here, a singleness, a depression, a loneliness. It felt like you had low energy, low vitality, and it felt like you kept sinking, down and down and down. And we have, again, loss, some sort of loss here, whether it was job loss, termination, whatever the mending is, whatever the challenge was for you, Sagittarius. It could be multiple things. And for some of you, it was. It was almost as if loss after loss after loss. You may have taken quite a few hits. I don't feel like it was just one thing. For some of you, it may have been a very large thing, but for others of you, it felt very big and heavy, one on top of another on top of another. And it feels that way, especially with the Empress and the Emperor. I mean, these two, they have a lot of responsibilities, whether it is taking care of the family, taking care of the business, the household, the world in some way, shape, or form. They can carry a lot of responsibilities and burdens on their shoulders, or it feels that way, right? And then we go to saving money, to payday, to unexpected income. So we see the deficit here. We see some sort of struggle, but we see you climbing up out of it, getting to that point of instead of loss, there's gain. And again, whether this is financial, I feel like it has to do with the Pentacle realm. And I'm just peeking, do we have any Pentacles out here? Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles. That makes complete sense. It's the Pentacle realm, which is, the material world, material gain, material loss. It's finances, it's health, it's body, it's tangible. It's something that you see and need and manifest here on this earthly realm. And so for some of you, you're getting back to that point of saving, even if you came from a place where you didn't have 2 pennies to rub together, right? And we see that there's some sort of payday, money coming your way, or, it could be alimony, it could be child support, it could be unemployment, it can be a financial win, an inheritance, a new job offer, it can be a raise or a promotion. You name it, payday, whatever that may mean to you. It is coming in after a time of, some sort of struggle or needing it most, because we have unexpected income. Now, it may be that you're expecting it, okay, but you weren't sure when. It's like your soul knew on a deep level, like you've worked for it. There's good karma. It almost feels like this could be familia or having to do with family, but I also see that for some of you, it's definitely going to help you or your family out. I just heard brother. Someone may have had a family member that had went through some sort of a loss. I also see someone in construction here as well. Okay. Someone may also be a do-it-yourselfer, or they are really great at fixing things. They're really good at putting things together with the King of Pentacles. They're a great builder. They're a great worker, but sometimes they can be a workhorse. They can be a workaholic. Now we have the Emperor and the Empress, but right in between it, there's some sort of conflict, and it's not a fun type of conflict. 5 of Swords is what most people try to avoid at all costs, because it is defeat, but it's defeat through another person coercing, manipulating, bullying, or stepping on toes to get what they want. And either it's the 2 of you against this opposing force, or it is right in between you, and it's, one of you or the other feeling defeated. Someone could also feel guilty about a win or guilty that something turned out the way it did. There could also be shame attached. I just heard shame. This can also be mentality, like I got to win at all costs. I have to do whatever it takes. And whether, that is again from an emperor or an empress, I don't love this feeling because it causes heartache. It causes heartbreak, but someone could be very stubborn-minded, stubborn-willed. This is about walking away from conflict or knowing when to walk away because there's resentment here. Yeah, there's resentment. Maybe, some of you could also be in a dynamic where you resent someone else because of money or because they chose work or they chose a different path. And I do feel like there is resentment. And maybe that's why this word keeps showing up as highlighted in my mind's eye. And the word is forgiveness. So for some of you, forgiveness is necessary, and that may be an integral part of moving forward on your path, right? And forgiveness is for us. It's not for the other person. It's so we can have that freedom. And that's where you're headed here. July, August, I am getting Leo energy here for you as well, but we have some earth. With this King of Pentacles here, this is possibly someone who's seeking status, very money hungry, very materialistic, very dominant, could even be unprofessional because the way that I'm seeing it here is in reverse. And I feel like this is one of the characteristics or many of the characteristics, but this is the archetype that one of these two figures are taking on here. Okay, so this may not necessarily be a third party. For some of you, it is. It's the third party could be work. It could be another person in the mix who wants stability, right? Or it's shaken up the stability. But I also feel like there is a release. There is some sort of healing that's taking place here because, Sag, a choice is being made and it's being made quickly. Someone's taking action. The Knight of Wands is taking a step forward and being brave, right? It's passionate, it's exciting, it's adventurous. This is a leader energy. The Knight of Wands, right? They are a natural leader who's going to make a really wonderful king. And I feel that, for some of you, this is a child. It has to do with children, but the Two of Swords, someone's choosing to slay a dragon or to face some sort of fears and move through it anyway. And I like this energy. I feel like the Knight of Wands is the person who, it almost feels, I don't want to say that this person is in victim mode, but it may be the person that feels like they got the short end of the stick. Okay, so that's how I'm going to put it. Not a victim mentality, but someone who feels like I did all the right things. I got the short end of the stick. What happened here? There's some sort of action being taken for that person. And I feel like that choice is going to change the course of their destiny in a big way. And this is actually going to bring a lot of happiness. All right, let's take a look here at career, finances, wealth, and abundance. Someone is starting over. This could be in the healthcare field, maybe insurance. This has to do with new opportunities here, Sagittarius, to start fresh. This is a golden opportunity. You see all the golden eggs there. You may be saving up after some sort of a loss. As mentioned, you may realize that there are resources available to help you cope, to help you heal, to help you move forward, to help you take the next steps. I really like this because there's a choice being made. And once a choice is made, it's sealed. There's a contract being sealed, business contract. This could be a real estate contract. Someone could be taking a test or passing some sort of exam that leads to a new work contract. I just heard something about visas as well. Someone could be moving, relocating. Maybe there's something with a green card. I also see maybe adoption paperwork or some sort of birth certificate, death certificate, wills, things of that nature are showing up here. This is about a gift of money. Maybe that's the will, or that could be some sort of inheritance. But there is documentation showing up here in the month of July. Someone could, an e-signature could be required, or again, I feel like this is a new soul contract that shows up that is part of the next phase of your life. And it's going to allow you to stay put for a while, whatever that may be, right? It could be that home that you sign a lease for, or you sign the mortgage for. It could be a new opportunity to bring in more income. You're going to stay in that energy for a while. It could be a new relationship, whatever it is here. Even though I don't see the Ace of Cups and I don't see the Fool, I feel like it's not completely from scratch. It may not be brand new, but I feel like there has been a strong, solid foundation that you've already put into place, and you're just going to climb your way to the top. But it may happen a little bit quicker than maybe something in the past is, because you have more of that foundation this time around. You have set healthier boundaries. You know yourself more now than you did in the past. Or at least you have some sort of education, background, or experience to help you make the choices that you need. But I also feel like a lot of you are tuning into your intuition as well, your intuitive side, and you're taking care of business. You have the Cup card, and this is emotional. It is intuitive. This is about overflowing prosperity and finding ways to fill your cup. Whether it feels empty right now, it's going to feel full, right? You could have a career as a nurturer, as a healer, as a caregiver. I'm getting someone could take care of the elderly, or you may have taken care of the elderly, maybe a parent. You may have taken care of a child with special needs. You may have worked in a profession where children were involved. Okay, I'm getting that for some of you, but this is fulfillment. Whatever new contracts are coming in, this is a fulfilling contract where you're going to stay put for a while. I definitely see that. If not, the rest of your time here on earth with this Emperor and Empress. This is a power couple, a power match. For those of you that are not going through a divorce here, right? I feel like this partnership, you can get through the hard times here. It's like for better, for worse, whatever that may mean for you. But for a lot of you, there is some sort of ending or mending to an ending. All right, let's look at love. What do we have for love for Sag? Forgiving and learning. Well, that is part of the mending. And what's the word we just said was highlighted on the mending card? Forgiving. And I haven't even looked at any of these cards yet. So we do have here, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present life. There is something here about focusing on the present, and a lot of you may have had your head in the past, or head in the clouds, as they say, regarding a situation that really hurt you. And maybe you needed to go through that period of nostalgia or closure or sitting with some sort of grief. There's not a timestamp on how long it takes someone to heal. Yes, we can sit in it a little bit longer than we'd like, but ultimately it's part of our path. It's part of our journey. No one can tell you that you must or you should get over something. It can be a lifetime and it's still with you. It can be the loss of a loved one. You just don't get over these things. It leaves scar tissue. It leaves a scar. And I feel though that you can take what you've learned and you can turn it into, right? Transmute that energy. You can turn it into something quite profound. And that's what I see you doing here. But there is learning that is showing up here in a big way. And you're learning how to find peace through some sort of conflict, or you're learning how to fight better. Okay, I mean, that sounds crazy. You're learning how to fight fairly. Maybe that's what it is. Or fight for what really means the most to you. I'm getting here like fighting for what you believe in. That's what I mean. It doesn't mean fighting with another and getting dirtier, right? It feels like you are fighting for maybe the will to live, fighting for your business, fighting for a relationship. It's fighting for something that means a lot to you. But I also see that there's, again, I keep getting ending. So mending to some sort of an ending, and you're going to fight for, your happiness. That could be what it is. Fight for your right to part A. And maybe part A has everything to do with creating heaven on earth. Allowing yourself to celebrate, allowing yourself to have some sort of fun, let your hair down, not take life so seriously, because I do see that there's been a seriousness to life for you. I mean, yes, life is serious at times, but we're not meant to never have fun. We're not meant to just sit on the porch our whole lives. We're meant to explore, go play in the yard, jump in a puddle, right? If you're the one that's sitting on the porch, it's time to open yourself up to opportunity. There's going to be a heart-to-heart conversation. It says here, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. This could be a family member. It could be a loved one. It could be a romantic partnership. It could even be an ex or an ex-spouse. But there is going to be a conversation required that does bring about action, okay? Because there's emotion attached. And when emotion is attached to a situation, it motivates us to take action. Sometimes it can motivate us, to make choices or decisions that we wouldn't necessarily make under such emotional distress. Sometimes it's when we're really happy. It almost reminds me of when someone is proposed to, right? They propose because they love. Someone proposes to you because they love you, and they take action by asking you to marry them. And then there is a response, right? A yes, hopefully, in most cases. But I also see that, on the other end of it, when we become overly emotional due to anger, due to bitterness, due to greed, whatever it may be, I mean, that can cause someone to make choices that are lower, vibrational matches to what they really want. And so there is some sort of heart-to-heart conversation, and maybe even an apology. We have worth waiting for. Some of you have been single for some time and you're wanting to manifest maybe a divine counterpart, but it's been problematic or you haven't had any luck. Spirit is saying trust. Right? Divine timing is at work in your love life. We also have self-love, loving yourself first, because your self-respect, Sagittarius, makes you more romantically attractive. And lastly, we do have past life connection. Sag, you've known someone before. It's almost like your soul recognizes them. You may have been with someone for quite some time here. I'm getting decades, so it could even be turn of the century, or it could be 10 years. It could be 20 years for some of you. I am getting like a 10-year cycle taking place here for you. So I feel like this is something that may be very significant. If this is based or has basis in a past life, no wonder there were so many lessons here. Okay, so I definitely feel like you are changing the trajectory here. Okay, changing the trajectory. I apologize, the phone is going off. All right, let's take a look at, well, you know what? Let's look at love here. I just want to mention, for some of you, there's someone else in the mix, and that's caused some sort of conflict. There may have been a third party intervening or intervention between a married couple. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe the King of Pentacles here could represent you and some sort of connection. Maybe these two were having problems and you came in, or perhaps you are dealing with marital problems yourself here and you're looking for an escape. I'm just going to put that out there. It's not going to resonate with everyone. I have to mention it because we do have some sort of conflict, and we do have the King of Pentacles, and I was feeling an energy here of negative. Like I said, some sort of unprofessionalism or not being true to someone's morals or their ethics here, or they're not being ethical in some way. There could be a lot of passion that's involved. Two of Swords, a decision needs to be made. Do I stay in some sort of marriage? Or is this person really leaving their spouse or their significant other for me? I feel like that could play into an effect here for some of you. But I'm also getting, for others of you, if this King of Pentacles is you, you may withhold some sort of belief that has to do with your own mother and father. And if there was a lot of drama or trauma between your own father and mother, and maybe you've seen that growing up. It could be something that you are working on healing, ancestral healing, so you can bring more stability into your life, because it feels like you've seeked out some sort of drama, because that's what feels like home. That's what's going on, drama in the household. So if that's something that you seeked out subconsciously, you are getting to the root of it here, because you want to manifest a partnership where you don't have to feel like you're going to be disappointed, like you're going to be heartbroken, or you're going to, have to repair yourself or pick up the pieces every time there is, a heartache, heartbreak, or loss, because you have healing showing up here a couple of times. Let's take a look at your soul's advice, Sagittarius. What's the advice here from the soul's truth? What are you most afraid of losing? As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was, to make room for what will be. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? What if it was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things, because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Today's soul action. Name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you're going. Who are you, Sag? Who are you and where are you going? You see this bliss card? This can be your future, right? This can be your destiny, but we are the shapers of our destiny, and destiny is also formed by the choices we make, and you have a choice to make here, a significant choice that is going to alter the direction of your life. So if you are unhappy, if you are living in this Five of Swords, specifically within some sort of partnership or relationship, I feel like you are meant to take a leap, and maybe that's why I was getting new beginnings here for you. Name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find that solution. Today's mantra: I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved. I am safe. I belong. Yes, you do. And I feel like there has been some sort of abandonment here. Someone may have lost a father at a young age. There could have been some sort of an accident here. I don't know if it was accidental or if it was an actual accident, but I'm hearing the words accident. Okay. I also feel there's distractions here. We have the little fly that lives in the plant. Whenever he comes out, I know that there's distractions that have maybe blocked or prolonged your happiness in some way, shape, or form, but I feel like you are moving forward. Some of you may have even had some root chakra or base chakra healing, maybe in the feet, the knees, the ankles, the hips, the toes, the legs. There could have been broken bones. There could have been clots. There could have been, bunions. There could have been, hip surgery. I feel like the base chakra is significant for some of you. Let's hope that, none of that's happened. But I also feel like you are rebuilding your sense of stability and vitality. And the root chakra can also be about, the making choices, the knees, right? Making decisions, being able to be flexible within your decision making. So I do see something here with the lower extremities for some of you. All right, next we have, what is the most limiting belief keeping you from what you want right now? What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you're not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It's time to upgrade. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? Right? Where did it come from, Sag? Did it come from family? Did it come from societal standards? Did it come from, religion, what you were taught? Because our conditions, the way that we see the world, the way that the world teaches us, the way that our family teaches us, that all plays into effect of your belief system. It's time to upgrade. Look that in the eye. Where did it come from? And didn't we see that earlier? I said you're going to see eye to eye with something. I think verbatim, those words came up. You're going to see eye to eye. It says, what new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? How will this change your results? We already said it. This is how it changes it. That's your outcome, bliss. So remember, your belief is the root of your results. If you don't believe it, right, or if you believe something to be true, maybe you believe you're going to be single forever, or you believe that you're going to be broke, or you believe, right, whatever you believe is the result, because your belief system also plays into your emotions, plays into your action steps, plays into your choices. And your mantra here is own it, heal it, upgrade it. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. That's what you're doing. That's what you are choosing to do. If you had a magic wand and could have anything in life you desired, what would you choose? Burn with desire. You know who else burns with desire, Sag? You, Knight of Wands. This is you taking action and going for something here. It says, there is power in your desires. Let them be your fuel today. Your desires are your soul's wings, and it's time to take flight. You see that he's literally on his broomstick taking flight near the dragon's lair. The dragon has wings, but there's not a dragon you can't slay or befriend. I just heard that. Befriend. So some of you could be turning some enemies into friends, but I also feel that you are doing what you need to do to get to that pot of gold, right? You've gone through the stormy waters, you've gone through the storms, and I feel like there is something really magnificent on the other side. And it says, today, go inward. Your answers lie within. What do you desire? Choose what makes you happy and do that. There's that magical word again, choice. Choose what makes you happy. What would you choose if you could have it? If you knew, Sag, that this was going to be your result, what choices would you make? That's the question. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the shapeshifter and the creator. The shapeshifter and the creator, this is one of my absolute favorite decks. I don't whip it out too often. It is the Wild Unknown, Kim Kranz. But I swear the messages in here are powerful. They're potent. If anybody else has this deck, tell me what you think about it. All right, the shapeshifter and the creator, whatever comes up first, we'll read here. All right, the creator. This is the artist, the alchemist, the innovator. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges with meager, minimal, and outlandish materials. The creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype I'm going to butcher that word, preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, right? That's important here, being present with what is. Not imagining or wishing things were different, okay? Because that's part of it. Sometimes we can have toxic positivity. Sometimes we have wishful thinking and we try to sweep things under the rug. Remember what I said about meeting eye to eye or facing something? That's part of your waking up to the whole of you. That's part of your responsibility to see something for what it is and then make a choice that can lead to your wish fulfillment. It says, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul, whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity. It remains nameless. It is the creator's lifelong companion. This is curiosity. It's playfulness. It's open. It's surprising energy. When it's dark, it loses its spark. It feels burdened. It feels heavy, right? If you want to go deeper, look into Vincent van Gogh's letters to his brother Theo. Ooh, I might have to do that as well. I didn't even know there was letters to did we say brother earlier? Yeah, we said something about the brother. So for those of you that resonated with that brother when that was brought up earlier, look into Vincent van Gogh's letters to his brother, Theo. Maybe some of you, Theodore or Theo or even Vincent could mean something to you. The creator is naturally attractive and coveted as its energy zings with possibility. You can feel when a creator type enters the room, all eyes land on them. To increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all costs, right? Ward off jadedness. Recommit to childlike curiosity and nix the rules. We said that earlier, didn't we? We said something about, life isn't meant to be taken so darn seriously. Some of you are meant to break the rules here, whatever that may mean for you. Breaking the Hierophant's traditions, breaking the beliefs or the conditionings that we were taught. And some of you, this is a rebellion, an act of rebellion, but it's not causing the type of uproar that comes with, rioting and things of that nature. It's actually causing, a turning point in your life. And lastly here, Sag, we have the shapeshifter. The trickster, the elusive, the formless. Okay, I know what's going on. Some of you, this divine counterpart or someone that you've dealt with, it's almost as if you are the creator, right? You were trying to stay playful and curious and understanding. And for others of you, you were dealing with a shapeshifter. I mean, for some of you, you really were dealing with some sort of shapeshifter energy. And this is the elusive, the formless. The shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and it longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you are looking at a life through a kaleidescope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagined. Ooh, I like that. Be wary though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with the shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. Okay, so yeah, you can see here that there is a shape-shifting. It almost looks like a person's eye, and it looks like maybe a cheetah or a wild animal, something about independence, someone needing their independence. This is very vibrant, adaptive, humorous, but when it's in the dark aspect, it can be people-pleasing, trickery, can be a charlatan. The ultimate shapeshifter works undercover in service of the greater good. The diminished shapeshifter becomes a people pleaser. And for some of you, there's been some sort of blending of these energies that you were able to see these characteristics because maybe at one point you had them within yourselves. The shapeshifter is related to the mask. Notice if these cards come up together in one reading. If so, you are in the realm of heavy theater, illusion, and possibly deception. Now, we didn't see that card showing up, but I feel like you're coming out of it. This was your first card, the creator. So a lot of you are coming out of some sort of, maybe it is some sort of deception in some way, shape, or form, but I also feel like the choices that you make, it is like a kaleidoscope. You're jumping timelines because you're making a new choice is going to land you in a new reality. That's what timeline jumping basically is. Based on every single choice we make, it puts us in a new timeline. And I see that's what you're doing here. So this is a massive timeline jump that does lead to the bliss. Sag, that was a deep, heavy energy for some of you because you're still going through the heaviness of some sort of mending and some sort of conflict. But I do see, I'm going to pull one card for timing. Spirit, can we please get a timing card? When can we see some of this bliss manifesting if it hasn't already? Can we get a timing card, please? When can we see some of this bliss unfolding for Sag? Two of Cups. Within 2 months. This is a perfect partnership within 2 months. This can also be attraction coming in, law of attraction. Manifesting here something beautiful that is meant for you. It's two becoming one here. It's choices. It's the card of choice. Matters of love. It's duality, partnership, reflection, and diversity. So whatever's happening here within 2 months. That's what I have for you, Sag. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your energy. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Lots of love.